Hey everyone! Welcome to my very first YouTube video / nail art tutorial ever. I'm pretty excited. Today I'm going to show you how to do this manicure that is on my nails right now. I'm going to do it on my blank one right here. It's based off of a plate that I saw at Target, and I will include a picture. The first thing that I did was obviously I applied my base coat, and I applied 2 coats of Essie Blanc. A tip, by the way, for applying a white polish well, I've learned, is to apply 1 coat really thin, let it dry, apply a matte top coat over that, and then apply your second coat. The matte top coat acts as a really great primer, and it helps create a smooth surface for your second coat so it's not as streaky. And then I've also applied a quick dry top coat to protect my white from my sponge, because we're going to be doing a little bit of sponging in this tutorial. I just have a regular old makeup sponge, nothing special. I've got my polishes all ready. I'm going to be using, of course, my Essie Blanc, and I'm also going to be using Essie Mesmerized. And then later on we are also going to be using Julep Francis, which I just got. I guess that's it. Oh, I'm also going to be using some white acrylic paint. I just recently ventured into the world of acrylic paint. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, which is probably how you got to this. Hopefully you saw my nails that I did just the other day with some black acrylic paint. It was quite fun, so I thought I'd give it another shot. But I think that's it, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is get my sponge, and I'm going to apply, to get this gradient, a dot of white over here. And then I'm going to put the Mesmerize around it. You do want it to overlap a little bit because you want to try and get a lighter blue in there somewhere.
Now I go out in the dark and smiling back at your face with a nice and cozy feeling after leaving your place. This road will lead me somewhere I don't really...
Get sponging. I'm probably going to make a mess on my nails, but I don't particularly care because that's what cleanup's for, right?
Let me go, sunshine, let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go, oh baby, let me go.
Like I said, don't worry if it's not perfect, it's not going to be. Then I'm going to be applying a coat of Glossy Glam from Just Ricarda at Instagram. Love this top coat. I'm going to let that dry before I move on any further. While that was drying, as you can see, I've cleaned up my finger. I just used a cotton swab and a little bit of acetone, and I also used this brush, just an old art brush that I found laying around my house. I cut it up so it was nice and thin. You can go out and buy a special brush, you don't have to, it doesn't really matter. Use whatever you're comfortable with. But we're going to move on to the green center and the white parts of our flowers. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using Julep Francis, and I've got a little bit of that on a plate over here. And I've added just a little bit of nail polish thinner to it to thin it out. And then we're just going to paint this in a circle over the lightest area. After that, I'm going to move on to the acrylic. I've got also on this plate some white acrylic paint, and I've mixed it with a little bit of water to thin it out. Also, the brush that I'm using is also just an old brush that I cut up. It's super thin now. I don't even know if you can see how thin it is. But this is what I'm going to be using. I'm just going to dip it into my acrylic paint. We're going to start by outlining the green.
Oh, baby, let let me go.
And then to create our petal shapes, we're just going to create small little, I'm not even sure what you'd call them, little like rainbow shapes. We're going to start with 4 coming off of this center part. They don't have to be even or all the same size or anywhere near perfect. Don't worry about that. And then we're just going to make them bigger. Just like that. So we're just going to continue doing this.
Let me go. Let me go. Stop talking, let me go. Our time together always ended up in war. Every whisper made you jealous, and that from the start. It is nice to see you shouting out for throwing me out. No excuses, but this time it's gonna be the last. Let me go.
Add your top coat. Again, I will be using Glossy Glam. And you're done. There it is. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for coming along for the ride. And I'll see you next time. Bye.